What's up, family? Let me get my rock. Can I get a better pass next time? Please, let's work on that again. What's up, family? It's time to talk quarterbacks. Okay, it's time to talk quarterbacks. Are they going to take a step forward, a step back, or stay put this upcoming season? Talking about 5 quarterbacks who were very polarizing in the National Football League. Let's start number 1 with Daniel Jones of the New York Giants. He won 9 games last year. Took the Giants to the playoffs for the first time since the whole party boat incident. Well, he said recently, quote, "I'm very confident that I can play this game at a high level." Shady Daniel Jones, step forward, step back, stay and put.
Step. Okay, I'm going to say step forward. I think that in the second year in Brian Daboll's offense, I think that we see a better version of Daniel Jones, a.k.a. Danny Dimes. He looked really good last year, used his feet. But I just know from being in the offense for the second year, there's things that you know you could do better, and I think that we should better him this year. So I'm going to say step forward.
Danny Dimes, we got Johnny Dimes over here. I don't know if we're going to see some passes like that from Daniel Jones this year. I think he stays put. I haven't seen the raw material for him to take another significant step up. And for as much as the talk about their season and all that, like, they won 9 games. I mean, it wasn't really that dramatic. They had to pay him. I've got to put some respect on Daboll, so I will say stay put and not regress. But I don't see him taking a significant step up.
Rocket ship, I'm telling you, the Giants. I was all in on the Giants last year. Daniel Jones. Joey's laughing because
I love it. It's great energy.
Top 10 quarterback this season. I was just with him. He's added 12
like in the
to
NFC?
15 pounds. No, period. He is in that conversation with the upper echelon. Daniel Jones is that dude. Now, you get 2 6-packs. Saquon's back. That's a big deal, right? I'm not saying it's a long term. He gets the 1 year. You add Darren Waller, who's an absolute weapon. I was just at camp a couple weeks ago. They are ecstatic about Darren Waller because of what he brings to the table, his matchup nightmare. And then there's a guy named Paris Campbell. Under the radar signing, 4.2 speed, Ohio State Buckeye. You put him on the perimeter. You have Darius Slayton. You have some weapons there. An improved offensive line, another year for Andrew Thomas. Daniel Jones, big step up. The Giants win 12 games.
I don't know if I believe it, but you made it sound good.
Yes,
okay, we got to talk about Tua Tagovailoa. Started 8-1 last year. The Miami Dolphins were absolutely rolling, but remember, he had health issues, several of them. 2-5, talk to me. Step forward, step back, or will Tua stay put this season?
I'm going to say stay put. Hold up.
Okay.
I know they got a lot of speed over there. McDaniels, I know how he thinks. He wants to get these fast guys. They're talking about bringing Cooks in there. It'll be a great offense. But one thing about Tua stays banged up. Tua stays hurt. So if he can just come back and be efficient like he was last year, they'll be a playoff team. I think if you have Tua in the playoffs, they can win them games. But I got to see it before I buy it. I got to say stay put.
I think he steps forward, yes. I think Tua steps forward because I think he's going to be healthy all season long. Also, Tua has to get paid. Tua's trying to establish himself as the long-term answer in Miami. There were a lot of questions before for various drama-filled reasons. Now the only question for Tua is, can he stay healthy? Because we know he can play at a high level when he is, and I think he will this year, so I say step forward.
I'm going to go step forward as well, and Joey mentioned it. He's playing for an extension. Now, he was really good last year. I would say this about Tua. He is extremely accurate. I think his deep ball is underappreciated because we see all the success he has in the middle and intermediate and short game. You think about Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. They add Devon Achane. We talked about him yesterday. That speed is a difference maker. All the window dressing that they're going to do in that offense, I believe they have everything you need to win the AFC East, and I think Tua is a big part of it, so I'll say step forward.
This might be my most favorite quarterback to discuss, Geno Smith. In his 10th year in the National Football League, his 4th different team. He finally made a Pro Bowl. Seahawks made the playoffs. Geno Smith, Shady, step forward, step back, stay put.
This is a tough one. I played against Geno and I watched him play. I'm going to stay put. Okay. He had 30 touchdowns last year.
Hard to do.
I mean, in 9 years, he had 30 touchdowns. So it just tells you where he's at. I think he's got better, but I still have to see it. I think this year, if I can see the same thing he did last year, being efficient on the offense, running the ball well, having some outstanding wide receivers, making big plays on the field with DK Metcalf, I'm going to say stay put.
I'm going to say stay put as well. I don't really see this team being that much better than they were last year. I think they snuck up on a lot of people. They surprised a lot of people last year. They're not going to get that generosity this year. People are going to expect Seattle, they're going to be planning for Geno Smith, and how do they look when that's the situation? Look, they didn't have a bad season last year, but they didn't have the best season either. Let's not get too dramatic about this. They had a nice season, and it was way better than the tanking season that we expected from them. So I don't see a significant step up. I'll say stay put, and let's see how the season plays out.
I'm going stock up again. Geno Smith, comeback player of the year. Now, I'm going to tell you a quick story, just a quick one. I was in Seattle last year, early in the year, before the Seahawks played the Giants. That was when they started to have some success. And I spent the afternoon with both Geno and DK because I really wanted to understand what is happening here. You know, you're surprising everyone. And here's the sense I got. It was Geno's humility, his courage, and maybe most importantly, the way he prepared, his checks at the line of scrimmage, his confidence in the offense, all of that made a huge difference in the locker room because you go from Russell Wilson to Geno Smith, that's a big unknown. Geno took the bull by the horns, and he earned it. He really earned it. Now you add Jackson Smith and Jigba, I think that offense is going to be better. I think the team's better. So I'm going to go step up.
Music to my ears. Well, speaking of earning it, Dak Prescott, 4th-round pick, came out as a starter, 13-3 as a rookie. Cowboys have won 12 games, 2 consecutive seasons for the first time in a mighty long time. But Prescott hasn't made a Pro Bowl since 2018. Shady, talk to me. Forward.
Stop. Stay put. Hold up. Here's what I say. Stay put. I think Dak Prescott is a good quarterback. We went to see the camp today, and it's so much talent. But they've always had talent. That's right? True. And they always get to the playoffs. And they always do good in the regular season. The problem with me is going to get to the NFC Championship game, which is a stop. I don't see them getting there, right? Because the reason is Dak Prescott. Today in the camp, he gave up 2 more picks. Anyway, so I'm going to say stay put.
I'm going to say stay put.
Both the digs.
I'm going to say stay put as well. He'll be the Dak that we all know. He'll win lots of regular season games and probably be responsible for losing the most important one, which is fine. That's what the Cowboys have been used to for the last 30 years.
They like.
It's just, you stay with what you like. Sometimes things just work, Shady. It's comfortable. We make lots of money. We're chilling. Look, they're going to have an exciting season. They'll be in the playoffs, and what happens in the playoffs? Oh, they lose to the Niners no matter who's playing quarterback.
So I'm going to say stay put as well. And I think one of the big issues for me is Zach Martin. We talked about it the other day. He's holding out. And he is one of the best guards in the league. He's essential to the offensive line and the entire offense. And when we really think about Dallas, they still want to run the ball. They still want play action. Zach Martin's a huge part of that. So I'll say stay put. There is pressure on Dak as well. I mean, we've talked about it on this show the last few days. He needs to win. He needs to win now. But I think stay put.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.